Hello, and welcome to Time with Dr. Harris. I see you decided to come join me, and I'm so excited about it. Last time, when I was introducing um, this time we're going to spend together, I talked about the different things that we're going to start talking about. One would be about relationships. Now, there's various kind of relationships, friendships and courtships and dating and marriage and all those different things. But I think I want us to start with friendship with our family, relationship with our family, okay? And the reason why that is so important, first of all, we're connected to our family, whether we want to or not. We're born into a family, and sometimes they're good and sometimes they're not. But that is still important for us to know that that is still considered a relationship. Whether you are born with two parents, born with one parent, born and being adopted or foster, that is still considered at that time your family. Now I know that many of us have not grown into what we consider a positive family relationship, but I really want you to know that that is still a part of you and what we learn about how relationships go. And so one of the things that's going to be very important that for us to understand that, knowing that that passes down to any relationship we may have, whether it's friends or especially romantic relationships, our relationship with our family. Many of us come into family without a father, and that plays a major, major point in our lives. But blessings to those who have a mother and a father, and they're a part of your life. Now I know that I want to read something, okay? Family includes siblings and parents who you may see every day growing up, and other relatives as cousins and aunts and uncles and grandparents who you may not see quite so frequently. And they come in different forms. We just talked about single family and everything. And we it's very important for us to also know that relations with our cousins and our siblings, all that is important. And we'll eventually break it down. But I don't want you to. I want you to know that's where everything starts. It starts in family, and so family is very important. You know, when God created us, He created us first as family. So that's important to us. And when you're spending time with me, I'm going to look at you as someone that is just so important because you are. And I want you to know that I want to be sensitive. I'm going to be sensitive to the fact that some of you may not have a family that you connect to at this time. And I want you to know, I want to say that I'm sorry about that because it's so important. But I'm hoping also that you will find the thing that I've learned. There's a lot of times who I call somebody my family that's not a birth, but I call them a family because we have a relationship that I love them so. They're like my best girlfriend is like a sister to me. And so there's times I've been in family, I have people that I consider family that we're not blood, but I love them so that as far as I'm concerned in my heart, they are like that. So I don't want you to get hung up on that. One of the things that has happened to me when I am working with people who are adopted is that they might be in a good adopted family, but we get really strung up on and hung up on it being from someone who seeded us. And sometimes, it's easy to seed somebody. I mean, you could be, as a woman, when you get your period and you if you decide to have sex, you can get pregnant. So let's say there are some people who are young. They could be a teenager, you could be even younger than that, and they have sex and they can seed a child. That doesn't make them a good parent or make them parents. So I want you not to get hung up on but I want you to pay attention to who in your life has loved you and nurtured you and supported you and was there for you that you consider like a family. I want you to think about that. I want you to think about who you can consider like family. There's somebody that's in your heart that has been there for you, that nurtures you. that loves you, that might feed you, support you. I want you to think about that. But those of you who have been blessed to having a mother and a father, I want you to be so thankful because that is not a norm. It's not that many people who have a mother and a father and a loving mother and a father in your family that is there for you. So I want you to appreciate them. If you're not appreciating them now, I want you to start appreciating them and thank them. And I want you to love on them and tell them how much you appreciate them and don't take that for granted. And there's some people who have step parents, and you have some people who are step parents to you. Is like they love you just like you're their own. And I want you to thank them and appreciate them too. And so family is just so important. I have what I call cousins, and I have aunts and everything. And like I said before, we're not blood, but as far as I'm concerned, they are family to me because they're in my heart. I love them. They're supportive. They surround me with love, and I appreciate them. And so when I want to look at family, let's talk about siblings. Okay, so I told you my best girlfriend is like a sister to me, and I do have sisters. But the relationship we have, and she feels the same way, the relationship we have is so close that she's my sister. And so we have siblings that we don't get along with, but then you have friends or people in your life that you understand what I'm saying about somebody that's not related to you, but they're like a sister to you. I want you to appreciate that. But I also want us to not take for granted the ones who are that are sisters and brothers. Because even if I have a sister and a brother that I'm not close to, I still pray for them. And I still want the best for them. And I still might forgive them. So I want you to do that because that's so important. It's important for you and it's important for them. Sometimes, we're born into families. Sometimes it's not somebody we would pick or some family we would pick. We don't pick our sisters and brothers, but they're still our sisters and brothers. And I want you to still love them. I want you to, you treat them right. You say, forgive me, or you just say how much you appreciate it, or speak life to them, whatever you need, because this is for you. This is for you to be able to keep growing. This is for you to be able to be strengthened. This is for you to be able to know how to act in a relationship. All these different types of relationships that we're involved in, especially with family, has a lot to do with when we finally go into romantic relationships or finally go into marriage that spews over to that point. So we have to start here first. And I want you to do that. I want you to start looking at family, ones who are not your birth, and appreciate them. Those who are your birth, and appreciate them. And those who have been supportive and loving and kind, tell them. One of the things that I did, my father wasn't there for me, but I still wanted to honor him because the Bible says that we're supposed to honor our mother and father for days to be long. I still wanted to honor him because he still was my father. I knew he couldn't father me like I needed, and I understood that when a lot of times our parents come with their own issues, and they had us, but doesn't mean they still have those issues. And one of the things that's going to be so important is for us to be able to sometimes see our parents as regular people, okay, and that they have and understand where they come from, and they're doing the best they can. And so when we start looking at things differently when it comes to our mother and our father, we start responding differently. We start trying to understand them as men and as women and doing the best that they can. And they may come with issues, and they're still trying to learn how to parent you. So that helped me a lot with my father, realizing that he didn't really know how to father me. And so I forgave him for that and still loved him. I didn't have to be around him, all that kind of stuff, because it wasn't that kind of situation. But before he died, I knew that it was important for me to understand that. And I use this a lot when I'm talking to people about their family, because sometimes I remember I had a situation where the mother's husband was molested the daughter, and she was 16, and I had to help her to see that at that time her mother couldn't see her as her daughter, but as the other woman. And as I continued to talk to her about that, for her to see, it was able for her to be able to forgive her mother for not supporting her when she was needing her the most. And so these things happen, and I know that some of you guys can relate to certain things I might be saying. But what I'm asking you to do is to look at your mother and your father as people who have their own issues and they're trying to parent you, and they're not perfect. But if you can understand that and love them for what they're trying to do, it'll be really helpful for you. It'll be also helpful for you. Because remember, everything that we experience carries over to when we decided we want to be in a romantic relationship with how we handle that. And so I'm not going to ponder on that much longer, but I do want to say that I want to leave that nugget with you at this time. And we'll talk more the next time. But you are so important to me, and I want you to never forget that you're more amazing than you realize. And I look forward to the time we're going to have again, okay? But really, I want you to take time and think of what I'm saying. We'll talk some more, and we'll spend more time together. So I look forward to seeing you. You be blessed. Take care. Bye-bye.